Well, since PDX Scanner did the entire calls for yesterday, I have a little extra time. And so I want to get through this town hall. But before we go through the town hall, I want to talk about the fentanyl hysteria. Every day, fentanyl, fentanyl, fentanyl. We're all dying, fentanyl, fentanyl. Now, let me explain to you how this works. If you have somebody on your bus doing this,
the white powder is placed onto foil and burnt, the user inhaling the white smoke.
did you see that? Let me replay it again.
And burnt, the user inhaling the white smoke. The white powder is placed
Okay, inhaling
onto foil and burnt, the user inhaling the white smoke.
Now that's how you get high from that stuff, okay? You have to smoke it directly into your lungs off of that foil. That's how you can get high on it. If that stuff disperses in the air, there's not going to be any effects. If that guy exhales, there's not going to be any effects. If you're smelling the burn off from the ignition source, like
the white powder is placed onto foil
if you're smelling
and burnt, the user inhaling the white smoke.
So you cannot get high unless you inhale it, okay? The secondhand smoke idea is absurd. I've read the studies. I know this personally. It doesn't work that way, okay? You don't get high off of this unless you're inhaling it right off the foil. If you're sitting right next to the guy, you're not going to get high off of it because he's inhaling it and you're not. And if it disperses in the air, it's gone. There's nothing there. So all of that hysteria is just media hysteria. It's another example of mass formation psychosis where the mainstream media injects these concepts into the minds of the citizens and the citizens believe it. I mean, the American public has really got to be the dumbest bunch of people I've ever. I always knew Americans were morons, but it's only been the last like 6 years that I've come to the conclusion that we're a nation of complete idiots. Really, it's incredible to me to watch what I'm watching. How everybody's hysterical about everything now. It just shocks me.
The white powder is placed onto foil and burnt, the user inhaling the white smoke.
Yeah, now, if you're not doing that, you're not getting high. Sorry, folks. What? Oh.
A great update there.
Now let's go back to this idiot and his never-ending. We're the greatest transit agency that ever existed. We do everything right. Everything is fantastic. And what's this? How'd it go? How did what go? Blah blah blah. So this is all 2022, okay? so this is a whole year. So this is nothing for a whole year. Now I'd like to know more about these arrests. Is what I want to know. Were these warrantless arrests? How do they know who it was? Okay. Anyway, continuing.
And also want to say thank you for also filling in for Andrew today as well.
Yeah, thumbs up.
Just kind of thinking about what Kim just provided us on the update with LRHR. Safety and security has accomplished a tremendous amount this year. And
they haven't done shit, and we know it. Okay, we're listening. We're listening to you. Yeah, I have heard of the safety and security being on the light rail, but it's noticeably absent over on the bus side.
And you have been laying the groundwork for a much safer, a much fairer, and a much customer-focused system that we're moving forward with. I have seen the work that you've done over the past year bearing significant fruit there. And I really think that we are going to start seeing an impact as we roll into 2023. So thank you, Bonnie. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you, Pat, and the entire safety and security division. We all appreciate that. So with that, let's take a moment here now, Tom, to see if any questions might have come in.
Yeah, I have a few that have come in. First question is for Kim. The question is, of the 256 operators that we've hired this year, do you know how many we have retained?
Yes!
Well, first it's 266.
Look at little Sammy. Look at Sammy smile. Look at Sammy. You're a little joyful guy you are.
I don't know exactly how many we have retained.
She doesn't even know. Great director you got there. I don't know. What are you asking me that for? Well, I retained half.
I could say 266 hires means 266 more operators. But as everyone knows, not all of the operators even get out of the training program. So the question is a good one because there is the recruitment side, but there is also the retention side. And just like we have focused efforts on recruitment, we are certainly focusing our efforts on retention. To answer that question specifically, I would have to go back and actually pull some data to see how many of those 266 are still operators. But I will add.
Yeah, why don't you do your job properly and get the actual facts?
That some of the efforts we are taking to address retention include, first of all, a lot of what Pat is doing. Improving that operator environment will have significant positive impact on retention.
They are certainly allowing operators to exclude whoever they want. You know, you as an operator can just throw anybody off the bus now for basically any reason you want. I mean, it's, gotten to that point. So at least you can do that, I guess. Of course, some of you are going to get assaulted because you get reputations about out there, and you're going to get assaulted. But then you can go off on work comp. So it's kind of like a police brutality type thing. You can be as brutal as you want, and then when you finally get attacked, you go off on paid vacation or work comp, just like the cops. That's kind of the deal they got too. They can beat the shit out of people, and then if they get caught or hurt, they're off on paid leave forever or retire with their big, huge pensions.
But the wage increase under the working wage agreement just went into effect. Those signing bonuses should have an impact on retention, and we are also focusing on some other efforts.
By the way, LA has completely brought back their pre-pandemic service. This LA, they don't even start their operators as high as Trimet does. Okay, it's actually significantly less, and it's LA, which has even a higher cost of living than Portland, which makes one wonder, how the hell did they do it and you didn't? Okay, it makes me wonder, and I've thought all along, I believe this all along from the very beginning, that Trimet intentionally destroyed the bus service and is still destroying it on purpose. They're not being honest here. They're lying because they're government liars. Everybody in government lies. The only thing government does is lie to you about everything. They never tell the truth. Never. About anything.
Efforts like the mentorship program for the extra board operators. So we are
very
much looking at both sides of this operator shortage issue.
Yeah, sure you are.
A question for Pat, it looks like. Do you know what our general system presence was in 2019, pre-pandemic, by comparison? How are our numbers now compared to that?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, that's a great question. When I came on, we had 2 or 3 PPI officers, and that we really had a tough time getting that off the ground. But we had approximately 70 allied, then G4S. For a period of time, especially during the height of the protesting and riots, we dropped down to approximately 42. So it's been really, really tough for us to build up. We got back up to approximately 60. We hovered around 60 for a significant number of months and almost over a year, and now we've drastically increased. And I really want to go back to Sam. He was allowed us to give some pay increases, and with that push with Bonnie and Andrew to really support that. I can't say enough. And Kim knows the hiring. I think all the operator knows how hard it is to get people in the door, and I'm happy to say we're retaining a good majority. What I'm hearing is the number of officers on our contracts are significantly higher on retention compared to the other contracts that these companies have. So kudos to to all of our folks that are supporting us out on the system.
G4S International Crime Syndicate, one of the worldwide institutional torture agencies. Of course, Trimet pays them because they're all part of this giant global crime syndicate.
It is 1:25, so we need to move on to our next segment, Sam.
Oh, yeah, okay.
All right. Pat, Kim, thank you for your Q&A session there, and also your presentations. Again, congratulations as well. So we're going to move on.
Congratulations on nothing, man. So you hired a few more people. Big fucking deal. It took you a year to do it.
To the Powell Garage section of our town hall today. And I'd like to welcome Manager of Engineering, Construction, and Design, Kate McKinnon Kaiser now. Kate.
Manager of Engineering and Construction. Look at her there. Here she is.
Is going to give all of you a video tour of the entire new Powell facility. Just a heads up, they used a
how much she got. Let me look it up. I'll look it up.
Drone to capture this footage, which makes for an incredible video, but could be a bit much for anyone who easily suffers from motion sickness. So I wanted to just make sure we put that out there. And one final note before I hand things over to Kate, I'm going to step away now to prepare for the ribbon cutting here in a few minutes. Our Executive Director of Public Affairs, J.C. Vanetta, will take over hosting the virtual side of this town hall. And I'll see you all in about 15 minutes when we cut the ribbon. So with that, I'm going to hand things over to you, Kate.
All right, let's see. KIS.
Sam, I'm gonna do this IT thing, share the media player, just like we talked about.
Optimize for video.
Here it is.
Thank you, Tom. Yeah, thanks.
All right. Katie McKinnon Kaiser. What's this? I don't care about that. Close. Oh, shit. She doesn't even make that much money. 2021, 109,000. Let's see. Well, 6 figures, but on the low end. It's 91% higher than the average at Trimet anyway. And she was working at home the whole time, don't forget. So all of these people were working at home in 2021.
Awesome. Can everyone see that?
Yeah. Okay, yeah, wait, let's see. Okay, let's check this out. Okay, this is going to be
Yes,
good.
we can.
Okay, great. Just to quickly introduce myself, as Sam said, I'm Kate McKinnon Kaiser. I had the privilege of being the project manager on this just really big leap for the agency delivering this project. So as you can see, it looks just like a rendering, right? If you don't know, we did the construction right over top of the old garage. So this is the exact same location where that old garage was. So for those of you who don't know, 205 is to your right up there, and in the foreground is Powell. I'm going to start this, just like Sam said, it's a little Disney World AMSI theater here. So hold on to your hats, sit down, and remember to close your eyes if you're feeling a little lightheaded.
I'm not feeling, come on, just do it.
All right, is it moving for you?
Okay, so,
JC, give me a thumbs up. All right. Yeah, all right, here we go. So the overall concept for Powell Garage was a treehouse. There's a lot of program on this site, so we had to actually go on a second story to fit it all in. We're replacing a 1977 facility that was originally built for...
Only the best for government employees, ladies and gentlemen, only the best. Everybody else is dying in the street, but you got a brand new building. Yes, sir.
Temporary function while we built out our Center Street garage, and we were at capacity as soon as that one opened. So I just want to recognize the partnership we have built over the...
So, by the way, okay, we can see here that there's 2 stories. The operator's report area is up here on the top. It's not on the bottom. Now, why would they do that? Why would they put the report area here and not here? Okay, everybody knows you want to go out directly to your bus, right from the room that you're in. But now you have to go down a flight of stairs, I assume, to get out to the parking lot. Come on.
4 years of construction with operations, and I think we enter in the facility. This is a creative solution to a tricky site. Here is this atrium lobby space that everyone enters.
Oh my God!
You're going to see a lot of wood elements, but really we wanted to highlight
oh my heaven.
The lobby that everyone is approaching, a sense of pride, a rival point to your work.
Sense of pride.
And it allows us to meet those grades that all those bay doors need on our site.
Jeez.
So we're going to go upstairs, our irresistible stair. So as you can see, a lot of light. We focused on access to natural light, daylighting. That actually helps a lot with our energy consumption. We were still in construction. We are still in minor construction here. So this is our MV-TEI space. It is filled now. So we just kind of zip around. This is a great location for it. If you are a retiree or a family member, you don't have to come all the way into the facility to work out. You have your own bathroom and shower facility. So here we go. Thanks, Scott, for opening that door. All right, this gets a little zippy. So here we go. We go right into the station agents. It's a straight shot. Huge focus on visibility, that natural visual surveillance. And really the station agents are that kind of the brain or the heart of.
Notice how they still have the pouch. They've had that pouches since 1966 or whenever. When did they open this agency? Was it 1967, 66? They've been using the same fucking pouch.
The bullpen. They want to see you coming in hot. They want to see you maybe coming in not feeling so hot. Definitely want that visual connection. We have Avenue C. If you're familiar with Center Street's first floor, of course we've got that vending with the fresh. Oh boy! All right, here we go. Turn around. I'll pause there. With the fresh vending, everyone's super excited about that. You'll see the pool tables. So here we go. We're going to have a pensive moment with this guy. So right there, oh man, I'm going to just keep going. You'll see hot, almost like big round lights. That's actually solar tubes. That's the daylight coming in. So you'll see that theme throughout the facility. So here's this nice walk. It actually keeps the operators up and out of the bus yard until you absolutely have to get in there. There are 3 drop-down spots. The building is quite long, so we just kind of keep you up, out of the way, dried and covered until you have to take the stairs or the elevator down.
That is not good. I mean, you should be they should have set this up right with access to the buses right out the door, like the other stations. So you have to go down the stairs and shit here. I don't like that. Sorry.
So here we're approaching, we just saw that whole visual connection, visibility, connectivity, visual cues. We really wanted to create a space where you could meet eyes with your station agent. You could meet eyes with your station manager.
Oh, God.
And if your eyes are welling up because you just had an incident out on the route, or maybe something happened at home and you just shouldn't have come to work that day, you can come in this space. If you're an operator, these are your huddle rooms. I'm actually in one now.
What is this?
These are your huddle rooms that are available to you always. Here's the door where your station agent or your manager, hey Lucas, comes to meet you. So that way nobody really knows that you're back there having a day. Here are your managers. There's that visibility and kind of visual connection.
I used to have to. Yes, I always enjoyed the walk through the Merlot bullpen to see my managers. I had that walk dozens of times, and everybody would look at you as you go in to meet the manager and didn't know if you'd ever come out. And you go right through the whole bullpen. That's kind of, probably smart the way they did it there.
Activity again. Like, hey, Andrew, can I see you in the huddle room right as you're coming in from a route?
What's this here?
Yeah, sure. No problem. People will be psyched to know the mother's room has a sink in it.
The mother's room.
I feel like that's a win. Here are some banked
Mother's
bathrooms
room.
for the women and men. Here's a stair connecting you down to that midpoint of the bus yard. And there's actually single occupancy bathrooms at the first floor level that are gender neutral. So you can pop into those. You don't have to go all the way back up to the transportation
Thank
area.
God.
There's Aronson and his team doing signups already, using a conference room. Tom's going to open this door to the training facility. It's going to feel just like Center Street. We got that bifolding panel wall in there for you.
Boy, am I sure glad I don't work there anymore.
Here's a fun term, JC, I bet you didn't know this one, borrowed light. You're going to see a lot of windows into interior spaces because we're borrowing the light. As you tour through the space, you'll see the trainers have a borrowed window. They're borrowing the light from the drive aisle. Super cool. They're your managers again. To our right here, you'll be happy to know that we buffered the quiet room with storage. So we have the quiet room, and it is dark. I apologize, whoever turned the light on yesterday on. Storage, and then the TV room. Turn it up. Maximize that volume. You got a lot of sound buffer. All right, here we are again. My friend Allie is going to stop playing pool and open the door for us. It has been incredible getting to know the staff at Powell Garage for the past 5 years. I'm going to pause at this beautiful rock garden so we can reflect. They have such a community and a heartbeat at Powell, so we wanted to make sure we provided a space, a building that really supported all of that.
What is this area?
We have generational drivers, generational mechanics, really just amazing personalities that have a heartbeat that really support Powell. So we wanted to make sure we gave them an outdoor space because we knew they would make one if we didn't provide one. The last garage, I don't know if anybody knows, they had two old bus stops and some recycled grills. So up here at the patio, which you'll be able to see on the tour, we do have a rock garden. It has some vegetation now. We're going to go over it. The screen to our right there, it actually prompts meditation. So if you look closely, you'll start to see route numbers, and those are the original service route numbers of the transportation routes. You can't do this. This is the drone.
You guys have fish, isn't it, folks?
Here we go. It was a windy day, too. Look at the flags. They're totally sideways, being vacuumed off of the poles. All right, here, I'm going to pause right here. We got some party lights. That's right, on the ceiling. Those are permanent. And actually, we have a grill being installed.
Party lights.
We knew if we didn't put one there, you guys were going to put one there yourselves. It's got all the security features, safety features, shutoffs. We're all going to agree to clean it after we use it. It's going to be great. Patio furniture is coming. The pandemic has not ended our procurement.
The scamdemic.
Delays. Here's that visual connectivity again. The old Powell Garage, everyone was so on top of each other. It was sad pulling everyone apart, but I think they're enjoying their new space and literally their new space. But getting that visual connectivity, you can see how bright the shop is.
Oh yeah.
All right. Here we go. Entering and heading downstairs. Woo. Watch your head. So to the right here, super fun. Wet room. You ride your bike, you ride a scooter, a motorcycle, you got wet gear. There's floor drain. Come in here, shake it loose, throw your stuff in a locker and head out. Here's that gate to bring your bike in from the parking, from the pet access. Something else super cool, you'll see lost and found. A bus actually comes on property, has some items of a bike. There we go. People lose bikes, umbrellas, backpacks. They drive up, put the item in the secured location, and then go and park the bus. So that's actually a new workflow, and I think I heard it's actually working out pretty good. Look, we found it, RTEI stuff. We weren't quite moved yet. Sorry. All right. Here we go. There's that elevator. I want to pause here for just a second. This is a new space type for us. This is maintenance training room. We're not going to go in though, JC. Here we go. How am I doing this? I'm in two places at once. All right. The management suite for maintenance. Whoa. All right. Double vision. Here we go. Is right there to our left. We're not going to cruise through because the drone is, I mean, it's fancy, but it's not that fancy. But as you can see, it's kind of a cluster at the north end of this beautiful drive aisle. And there's brightness and just a really critical to their workflow. I mean, Jeremy Rayfelt and his team have just been incredible to work with. Just really, these people work out on efficiency of their workflow, and we have been really messing with that for the past 4 years. So each of these bays, actually, with respect of a few, can maintain the 60-foot fleet. That was our big pressure, was maintaining that 60-foot fleet. So that's why this garage feels really big. Okay, a couple of things to note. That big tank in the back, that is actually collecting rainwater from our big butterfly roof. And that is for the steam bays for our chassis wash. I thought it was pretty cool. Everything's painted white, and that really helps with our lighting levels and bounce that daylight around. This guy was a good sport. We flew the drone over his head a couple times. I did say we were still in construction, so we were installing some epoxy. So these are the AC bays. That used to just be like a locker on the side of the garage, if anybody remembers that. Here's the tire shop. Everyone seems to be very excited about the tire carousel. JC, do you know where I restored the tires before? The tire carousel? Under a tree outside. That's right. How beautiful is that thing?
Oh, great.
All right, here we go.
So this is
Do you feel the need to duck sometimes? You're going to see these big trunks. Those are actually not touching the ground. They're pushing clean air to the occupied zone. And that way, everything gets, those lighter than air fuels get pushed up and not breathed in. So you'll see this big open space. The slab, or the concrete floor, there we go, it actually acts as a thermal mass. I'll just talk while these guys work a bit. It actually works as a thermal mass. There is a radiant floor heating. Some of you may actually have heard about that in your house maybe. So this big thermal mass that actually helps us not only condition the occupied zone, but when those bay doors open, the heat doesn't leave. So so you remain sort of, nice and conditioned. Here's Josh and Tara, good sports. Here's our flat bays for the 40-foot fleet. There's that window up above.
There's the big Trimet. Trimet.
Destiny was a good sport too. We ducked over her.
Bow down before the Trimet logo.
Parts is super organized. They were still moving in their stuff. We really liked to fly the drone through all of their racks. Very impressive. We're getting a VLM that's going to help us retrieve small parts. That blue thing in the back with the yellow track, that's actually a space saver efficiency for heavy things to basically like a library on pallets. And you can retrieve that stuff pretty easily in a tight space because you don't need a forklift. Again, these big solar tubes coming down, that's actually sunlight.
My heavens.
This space is nice because it's all nice and organized. All right, we're going back into, you'll see Anna. Anna told me she got almost 7 to 8 miles of steps the day that they had to move their stuff. All right, backing up. Watch your head on these fans, JC.
What's he talking about? She's pretty funny. Oh, maybe he's running.
All right, I think we go outside. I just want to reflect again how amazing it's been to work with our ops team out here, maintenance, and I'll pause in the generator. Get a load of that thing. That's a tiny home. That actually enables us to be a resource to the region. The decision was made that we would fuel and patch tires and ship people off to a more secured location. That's how we size the generator. So that's kind of a cool feature. Here's our fuel house. We actually turned this thing over a week into the pandemic. It was amazing, that FM team. Okay, I'm gonna pause here because this gets a little, close your eyes or sit down if you're feeling a little dizzy.
I'm not dizzy.
The fuel house has been open for over 2 years. Did I do the math right? We pull fare here. We also have those little vacuums, and each fueling bay can accommodate the 60-foot fleet, which is a whole math exercise in itself. The service crew out here, if you ever drove by Powell in the middle of the night, you'll realize how active the site is. The service crew are, they put the dance on for the service cycle. They don't often have their own space. They're usually maybe even somebody's first job. They're just bringing those buses all night, getting them fueled up and washed and parked back for the morning route. So these folks now have not only somewhere for their supervisor to sit, they have bathrooms. Get this, they would have to go all the way back to the main building to use the bathroom. So this actually saves them a lot of time. It also gives them a little bit of opportunity to have their own space. So they also have a small kitchenette and a break area, all their own. There we go. Wash rack. That canopy actually allows us to collect more rinse water to recycle back into our washes. Fun little note. Oh boy. All right, close your eyes. There we go. Through the wash. Nobody turned the button on.
She's pretty funny, whoever this woman is.
All right, I'm going to pause here because we did electrification here. That's right. We did an entire distribution loop because we didn't know what the fleet was going to look like. And we started to build out the first 2 islands. We actually built out 3 islands, and I forget what the details are. It's not important. But we do have the capacity to open up tracks, not disrupt operations with that distribution loop. And we have some of the chargers installed today. Look at those bollards. Lots of bollards. So we worked with our partners over at PGE, sized all the conduit. We are ready to pull some serious power around the site.
Yeah, and then when the electrical grid shuts down, too bad for you.
I had a thought, but I lost it. It's just such a beautiful building.
Jesus, what
Let me think. I just really want to thank my team, my partner in all of this, Jason Anderson, our boots on the ground character, Adam Sutherland.
Well, we got to say one thing about Trimet. They're shit at providing an actual transit service, but when it comes to the capital projects, boy, they got it down, don't they?
Ruth, our project admin, just keeping us all on the rails. Ali also, you saw him in the video, and Jackson. Nobody knows her name because she's just running all those numbers in the background. Hunter, who most of you know because he's been moving you guys around, and Scott Tilner, who is the picky one of us all. JC, I think I hand it over to you.
That's awesome, Kate. It was. I was hoping no one.
That's enough of that. That's well, other than the driver's room on the second floor, which makes it a little more of a hassle to get to your bus. It's pretty goddamn fancy, isn't it? Yep. That's how they roll. Over and out until the next episode.